Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Theo Town. Some people were complaining about my last city missing a lot of things like an airport, bus stations, harbors, and train stations. And because of that, this time I'm going to make a giant city that have everything that a regular city would have. And I am very proud of how this city turned out. So without further ado, let's jump into the black hole.
Wait a minute!
The first thing I did is choosing the map. This is the map I choose to play with, and I named it. I separated the map into 4 regions, because my phone cannot handle a map this size. The plan is simple. I'm going to build 3 different cities, and build airports, harbors, and a train system that connects everything together, and the biggest farm I have ever built in my life. I decided to name the regions the names of a famous actors.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I named the first one, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Show me rock.
You are not him. You are not him. No. You are not him.
And generated the map. And before I start, I want to mention that this time I downloaded a lot of mods. A lot of mods. They took a lot of time to download, by the way. I started by building the main road and some parts of the city. After that, I made a small coast to put a beach on it later. I expanded the road and placed an intersection I got from one of the mods. I swear I spent a whole day trying to replicate the same intersection with no progress. I downloaded this mod because of the intersections only, and because I can't made some good ones like those, the first one will lead to the farm. This was before I got the idea of the giant farm. Later in the video I didn't like it and I changed it into something far better. The second one will lead out of the region and to the industrial area by using an intersection. The third one will lead to the airport and the power station. This is the design I built for the airport. I used mods to add more details to it. After that, I started working on the city. I found the Easter egg while building the roads. I wanted to move it because it was in the way of the roads and destroyed it by accident. Everything gone peacefully and quiet. Very quiet. This quietness make me believe that the city is about to blow up. I left some spots to make some parks and a place for the main train station that I started working on next. I used the train expansion mod, and to be honest, it's one of the best mods I have ever downloaded. It makes the train stations look so much better. This station is going to have 5 different lines. The first one will lead to a small station in the other side of the city. The second one will lead to the industrial area, and the third one to the farming area. The fourth one will lead to the airport, and the final one will go outside the region. This is the station I made. This is the first train station I've ever built. And from my perspective, this looks very good. After that, I built every train stop in their locations with different designs. When I was trying to expand the city, I realized that the trains don't like this intersection.
Help me! Help me!
So I changed it into this spaghetti miss, and I added more to it when I was expecting the city. This is the size I decided to go with for the city. The next thing I did is starting working on is the harbor. I used a black asphalt to mark the harbor area. And still, not a single disaster happened from the day I started working on this city. I checked the auto disaster setting, and to my surprise, it was disabled. I remembered that I deactivated it because I was working on the road designs on another map, and forgot to activate it before I start recording. Immediately after I activated it, a meteorite landed on the train station I am very proud of. What a great start. I started working on the beach next. I built the beach area, a lighthouse, and a marina. After that, I built this tower for 2 reasons. The first one is because of the range of this thing. It covers the whole map in management, parks, and culture. I built some stadiums and started working on the power station. I first built a fossil fuel plant because it generates double the power output of a regular nuclear reactor, and built some nuclear reactors just for fun. And Thay got on fire immediately after it. I was lucky because I put a fire station over there before the reactor gets built. And I built a Santa house after that, because it's Christmas. And let me tell you, he is more annoying than the disasters that happens every now and then. Because of this.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
After that,
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
After that, I started working on the services, hospitals,
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
police stations, schools, and fire stations. After that, I started fixing the piping system. I built the BSA headquarters and the pickle showed up again. I built it because I wanted to build the research center, because I wanted to build the molecular water plant. It gives me 1 million liters an hour. 2 of them would be enough for a city even bigger than this. But I built a third one just for fun. I built the farms and some sewers pipes. I played this game for over a year, and I still don't know where this whole lead to. I used the fill tool to make the zones for the residential, commercial, and industrial areas. I built 4 different parks using the cherry blossom trees. And I worked on the bus system next. This one took a while, because big cities requires bigger bus systems. The next thing I started working on is my space company. I used this area to make the company by first changing the ground into this white asphalt and building 2 giant launchers and supply them with rockets and some details here and there. This is the design I came out with. At this time, I discovered that I can name certain areas with his tool, so I decided to name the area I placed the space company in. Space. Why? I started building the harbor next. And to be honest, I think I built it a little bit bigger than it should. But I am very proud of how it turned out. And finally, what we all been waiting for. Watching this satisfying montage of the city builds itself. Because of the number of mods I downloaded, there is a lot of new buildings appearing in the city, and it makes it look even better. After that, I have gone to the next region. I named it Vin Diesel.
I don't have friends. I got family.
The moment I logged in the city, a meteorite landed exactly in the middle of the region. I cleaned it and started working on the city. I started marking the outer edges of the city and realized that this one is bigger than the one I built in the last region, and it took twice as much time to make the road system. I left a place for the train station and a random nuke dropped on my roads, and I filled all of the empty areas with zones. After that, I wanted to do something different. This time I am going to use this desert as my oil industrial area. I want everyone watching to pretend that this black spots in the middle of the desert is an oil field. Because I wanted to put the oil extractors at the top of them and because they look like an oil field. I connected them all with roads. And I used the dirt roads because the regular road looks ugly in the middle of the desert. I started working on the main train station in the middle of the city next. And this is the design I have gone with. It's going to lead to 3 different places. One of them is to the harbor and the other one to the industrial area. And the last one will be at the edge of the city and out of the region. I left the city AF King for about 3 hours until the city built itself. I built a small airport outside of the city. And after that, I have gone to the next region. I named this one John Cena.
And his name is...
Yeah.
Your time is up.
Yeah.
This one didn't take a lot of time because all I did in it is complete the last part of the first city and building a small industrial area with some nuclear reactors. And of course they didn't got on fire like every goddamn time. I have gone to the last region after that. I named this one
Elon Musk.
What the hell? Oh my god!
I first built the city and the airport and put all of the zones and waited for the city to build up. And this time I finally built the real Twin Tower. And to be honest, it's very detailed. Shout out for the man who built it. At this time, I actually didn't know what to put in this giant piece of land. And then it hit me. I can use this giant piece to build a very big farm that supplies the whole map. I've gone to my road designing map and started coming out for a design for the giant farm I wanted to make it like, and in hexagon shape because hexagons are the best gons. But I realized that the game doesn't like hexagons. I started building the farm anyway, and came out with an even better design. I started by building this flower in the middle, and expanded it after that. This is layer 2 and layer 3. I filled all of the areas with farm zones, and I wanted to leave the farms to appear by themselves when I realized that the game doesn't like a farm with a shape like this one. So my only option is to build the whole farm manually.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This took a week, by the way. I marked the outer areas of the farms because I didn't want buildings to spawn on the sides of the roads. I wanted to build a small cherry blossom forest near the second city to add more vibe to it. I changed the ground to dark grass and started putting the trees. After that, I made a small hill to put this building on it, because it looked very cool in the middle of the cherry blossom biome. I was out of ideas at the end, and realized that I took a lot of time building this city. And I decided to fill all of the empty areas with the redwood trees, because from my perspective, it's the good-looking one. I finally finished the map. I know that some people wouldn't like the outside look of the city, but I am certain that everyone will like inside of the city. I present to you I'm going to let you decide what map I am going to work on next. And this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.